So I'm listening to the Boxing Voice as they talk about Tim Bradley making comments about Errol Spence, saying that he's running from Terrence Crawford. Basically, essentially calling him a duck. And callers also called in and, said a bunch of ignorant stuff, using the fact that he's fighting Thurman at 154, saying that that's the duck, that, he's not going to fight again at 147 because he's fighting Thurman at 154, complaining that it's not going to be for a belt, just making using these facts. There are facts that he's fighting at 154, but it doesn't mean that he's not fighting Terrence Crawford. I mean, I don't understand where you would get that from. But for the simple-minded people, let me explain to you why this fight is happening. First, you have to ask yourself, have you ever seen a super fight between two black fighters? In the age of people stealing fights, have you ever seen a super fight between two black fighters? So now, the last super fight that we got was Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, not two black fighters. Then you have Pacquiao and Mayweather. Any Mayweather fight that broke records, no two black fighters. So that means that this fight that you're seeing right now is an unprecedented fight. You have two black fighters that are on the top of the pound for pound, but they don't make top of the pound for pound money. Terrence Crawford numbers when he was with Bob Arum, we all know about that. Errol Spence numbers, they're good, but is he a superstar? No, he's not. So what makes you think that you're going to combine those two and create a mega fight that's going to create a whole lot of money? Where does the math is not going to math? How do you put that two together? What you're going to get is a classic boxing match. You're going to get an instant classic. Yes, most definitely. It's probably going to have crazy replay value, but it does not guarantee money. It does not guarantee financial success. So what the people who actually have to spend money to invest in this fight and hope that it turns out a big profit, they have to look at history to be able to determine the projections of what this fight's going to make and how much they can be able to pay each fighter. There isn't that. So you're going to have to take a risk. So what Crawford did was the right thing. Crawford was thinking like a businessman, even though he didn't go about it the right way, but he's not a promoter, so he don't got to, in my opinion. He went and secured his bag. He got 10 mil from that Abinesian fight. He didn't even take any punishment, so it was an easy walk in the park 10 mil. I doubt that he really trained that hard for that fight. So now when he comes back to the negotiation table, he has 10 mil to say, hey, I can be a little bit more lenient. That contract that you were offering me with nothing guaranteed, you know what? I'll take that. I'll take that. Knowing that I'm going to beat that man. I'm going to show the world that I'm the best. Y'all not going to have me fighting for free, so I'm going to get paid something. And I got 10 mil that I've already made for really doing nothing. Now, on the other side, you have these guys. It's the same thing. There's no history on this fight, so you can't really guarantee nothing. So you want to have enough money to make it happen. Crawford already went and fought somebody else. You need more money to make this fight happen. So who are you going to go to be able to generate enough money to actually have you come back to this Crawford fight and be able to take that risk? It's not Boots. It's not Ortiz. It's not Stanionis. It's obviously Keith Thurman. It can't be. You'll probably say, why don't you just fight Terrence Crawford next? It can't be Terrence Crawford. Because of what I just said. So it has to be a Keith Thurman, a guy that's in-house. You don't have to break the bank to make this fight happen. You don't. On top of that, Errol Spence already stated, I only got one more fight at 147. Okay? Y'all are supposed to make this fight happen for me. I told y'all this is the only fight that I wanted. Y'all don't have the money to do it. So y'all making me fight Keith Thurman to get the money. I'm actually doing y'all a favor. Y'all have to do me a favor and have me fight this man at 154 so I don't have to drain down. They're scratching the man's back for doing them a favor because they could not make the fight. They don't have the bread to make the fight. And Al Haymon said, nobody is touching this fight. I don't care what I have to do. I'm going to be the one to make this fight. Why? Because this is the first fight that is going to be two black fighters in a super fight in this era. This is the fight that people are going to look back to when it's time to make the future fights with a Tank versus Shakur, a Devin versus Shakur or Tank, a Spence versus Charlo if that happens down the line. Even a super fight between a Charlo versus Andre, if they want to build that up the right way and make it a super fight, you can actually come back to this fight and use that as an excuse to say we need this amount of money because look at what this fight did. This is the same thing. This is what actually sets the table and set the precedent for better fights down the line. This is a huge fight. And black folks have to come together and really support this fight and make it so that when they see the numbers from that fight and they see the amount of viewers and the demographic of the viewers, they can say when we put black people on TV, it'll make money. If it was two Mexican fighters, I guarantee you this fight would have been done. If Spence and Crawford were Mexican, this fight would have been done. It would have been already fought. We would have already been doing reviews about it. So we know that this is something that, is huge for the culture. But it has to be done right. Risks are going to be taken. They just want to get enough money to be able to take that risk. People are saying that he can't come back down to 147. Why the hell not? He fought Kell Brook. What do you think Kell Brook did before he fought Errol Spence? He went up 2 weight classes to fight Golovkin. Came back down to fight Spence at 47. What's the problem? Why can't Spence do that? They already told the man that he has 60 days. Okay? WBC basically let Al Haymon and them know, yeah, we understand the dilemma. We're going to allow y'all to get some more money so y'all can make this fight happen. We understand the situation. We're going to give Errol Spence this rope. But when he does finish this fight, he has 60 days to make that Crawford fight or else he's stripped. He has 120 days to make that Boots fight. And if any of those two things happen, he's a duck. I'm a Spence supporter. So, meaning that I'm not a fan. So that means that if he's wrong, I'm going to call him out. But I'm a supporter, though. I'm riding with Spence. So, but if that does happen, I'll be the first to call him a duck. But you have to let that scenario play out before you jump the gun and say those kind of things, Tim Bradley. Tim Bradley's coming off like a really jealous guy. Made some comments out of turn about Tank about hitting women when it's already been proven that the chick was lying. Now you're saying this? I mean, when Tim Bradley has a vendetta against somebody, man, you can't really trust what he says. If he has no dog in the fight, he makes very keen observations. It's a very good analysis. But when he has a vendetta, man, he is not trustworthy. His opinions are not trustworthy. But that is the reason why this fight is happening. When they're done with this fight, I guarantee you that fight is going to be made between Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. And another point, Thurman is black. So when they do the Thurman fight, they're going to be able to get some kind of information, some kind of intel on what they can project for the next fight as well. It's going to be some kind of history. It's not going to be the exact same thing because Thurman is not top pound for pound, but it's going to be something. It's going to be some kind of insight on how they can go about getting this fight done and it's going to be a great fight when it happens, but it has to be a great financial success. And that's the major point. So that's also going to help them do that. So I have all the confidence in the world that fight is going down after the Thurman fight. Most likely at a catch weight, but going down nonetheless. That's my odd take.